All right. I think I was one of those people, Ben. Unfortunately, think think you're saying that you hate the way I used to drive. Yeah. Okay, that's way too small. What happened there? Going to the editor. Little tiny desktop. A little tiny small desktop. Wonder if this is loud enough. I think it is. When I move my mic, I move my camera now. But yeah, I used to definitely drive around with a ton of audio blasting out of my car. Where's my video cap? There we go. Not going to care too much about this today. Just make sure it's big enough. A little bit. I did. I've deployed multiple times today, Ben. I am vehemently anti Friday deploy. I'm pro Friday deploy. I think that if you can't deploy on Fridays, then you have bigger problems and you should go fix those in your organization. And if that's preventing you from deploying on a Friday, great, go fix those. But yeah, just flat out not deploying on a Friday is an indicator that you have something else wrong more than a solid decision to apply to all organizations. But yeah, I did deploy. I've deployed this blog post. Also, I'm not deploying an app right now. I'm deploying my blog. But yeah, I wrote 2 blog posts today. One of them is about front matter through interfaces, like the interfaces in Gatsby theme blog. The problem that people sometimes run into is they have like front matter values in their MDX or Markdown files. And like Gatsby theme blog core defines a blog post interface. And people are like, hey, how do I get to those front matter fields because I'd like to use them in my queries? The answer is inline fragments, as you can see in the blog post. The other one is shipping multi-package repos with GitHub Actions, change sets, and Lerna, which is one of the longest blog post titles I think I've ever had. And I really love change sets. I came across change sets like yesterday, maybe the day before. And it grew out of some stuff from like Bolt and Lerna Semantic Release. And it's done by basically the same people that was working on both of those, which is Atlassian. And I think they hired ThinkMill to help them with that, it looks like. But yeah, it's really cool. It is, see if I can get to my project that uses it. So what it does is you create a change set locally, and then when you push it to master, it creates a PR and adds to that PR over time for you. so that you get basically this release changelog, not only in the PR, but also in the changelog files for each. Clicked because of Shopify. Well, we did get, so I got the token working that we were having trouble with Friday. Unfortunately, seems like it was just a typo. But yeah, change sets will create this PR for you after you merge to master, and then you can merge this PR. And the way that I have this repo set up is that the actions will then publish. So this release action is the one that creates the PR. And then I have two publish actions. One goes to GPR and one goes to NPM. And yeah, whenever that changelog PR is merged, the actual releases happen. It is fake Shopify. I'm not actually selling things. Hey, Eco, how's it going? Ben, of course. I've already been talking to you, but nice to see you. Welcome. Lacoste, also nice to see you. Welcome back. But yeah, so that blog post is here. I got a reply from Mitchell talking about using the GitHub releases for change sets. So I think later today, or maybe we could do this on stream too. Actually, I'll just make a note of it. Hey, Mr. Nime, how's it going? So the GitHub releases for change sets might be something we do later on stream, as opposed to the learner releases, because it would be cool to use one tool. Right now I'm using both tools. I'm using change sets, which feeds into Lerna, but all is done through GitHub Actions and is absolutely fantastic. I love Actions. Change sets is also awesome. And yeah, that's what I have to say about that. So, well, there's that. Already happened. Not watching a coding stream on a Friday night. Yeah, for sure. That coding stream was a little bit painful too. Well, we got a lot done actually. We got, what? Do I manually create my Twitter card images or generating those somehow? I am generating those. I will show you how I am generating those. Actually, the repo that I just showed that has the GitHub Actions on it has the package that I use to generate those. So it's called Gatsby plugin printer. And I guess, yeah. So basically what it does is it lets you create a single React component in your site. And when you go and build your Gatsby site, it will render out a bunch of images based on the data you give it. It's got this create printer node API. So this is all you need to do to generate an image. And they're all automatically generated. And if I go to my debug URL here, you can see that they're all generated. I can click on them and check them out to see if they like messed up or anything like that. I do the same thing for the code blocks. So the dev tips that I tweet out every day get generated from MDX files, and I pull the code blocks out and they go through the same process. So they get pulled out through Unsplash images and stuff. I'm running into a slight issue with Netlify's build system where I get blank images sometimes. Thank you, Khaled. Appreciate that. And then, yeah, these obviously I didn't do any design work on. I just, templated them out, and these need to be replaced with something else. I have something to replace those with. I'm trying to work out how to do it programmatically because they look really, really nice, but it is kind of like a semi-word cloud in the background. So I have to figure out how I'm going to do that. Or I can just do them manually, but doing them manually adds more friction to the publishing pipeline. So I don't really want to do that. But yeah, so that's how I do it. And then I can show you the React component that I use too, if you want to see that. So my site is completely open source. So if you want to go check it out, you can check it out. If you go to source printer components, this is where I put my things that generate images. So there's the blog post tags, the blog post, the dev tip code blocks, and the dev tips collections. And the code block is pretty cool. It uses Prism, it uses Emotion, Uses Night Owl. I like Night Owl a lot. Date functions. So we use date functions to actually do a different image collection. If I can get to Unsplash. I don't know if I'm logged in right now. I want my collections, not okay. So I have these two collections. This one is the one that happens normally throughout every other month of the year. This one is the one that happens in October specifically. And the way that I choose between them is I have this little thing. I have a couple of collections here. And then the background image is set from one of those collections randomly using the Unsplash API. We highlight the code using Prism. And then there's some other styling and stuff like that. So yeah, oof, that's really loud. I need to turn that down. Thank you for the follow, Mitch. Appreciate that. Yeah, so I could go into that too. There's basically a Lambda that I'm running that gets I've replaced cron with Zapier and Google Calendar. So I have a calendar event on my calendar that triggers a webhook that goes to a Netlify Lambda that's written in Go. And the Netlify Lambda goes to fetch this file off my site, which is pre-built from all of the MDX files that'll have all the dev tips in them. You can see that the images are already written out and the URLs are right here. Well, I don't know if you can see that. Those fairly small font size. Now you can probably see it. But yeah, so it includes a tweet. It includes the images that get rendered out. And the Go function gets hit, pulls that file, checks FaunaDB to see if any of the dev tips have been tweeted recently. So this is the list of all dev tips and when they got tweeted. So it gets the last like 14. So I have it set to 2 weeks right now. So it doesn't retweet the same one within the last 2 weeks. And then it does a bunch of other stuff, uploads the images to Twitter, tweets it out, things like that. Yeah, but that's all cool. That's all on stream too. So if you're interested in that at all, it's in the archive. Yeah, I feel like I've gone over a lot of stuff in the first part of the stream. Reason to do this on a calendar over cron. Just the fact that I want to be able to manually change it. So like if I'm feeling like 11 a.m. on Wednesdays isn't working well, I want to be able to move that to a different time or delete it completely. Maybe don't tweet on Sundays, maybe tweet on Saturdays at like 1 p.m. instead of 11, maybe tweet twice on Tuesdays because I feel like that. And doing it through Google Calendar allows me to just create, if you want to move it up on a particular day or something like that. Using Google Calendar lets me arbitrarily create locations at which these things can tweet out because I've already put the effort into creating them, right? Not that they're all, I always sort of do more and more, but like I write these MDX files and they just sit on my site for a while. And then I can choose when to tweet whichever one I want. Google Calendar is cron. It's not really much of a blog post, if I'm being perfectly honest. I think I'm signed into Zapier. And I don't think Zapier shows my credentials, so that's nice. I am not signed into Zapier. Actually, it looked like I was. Funny how I didn't need to click it the second time. So yeah, it's literally just like event starting Google Calendar, set the name of the event, and then send a post request. Like there's not much to the Zapier automation. This is sort of like what Zapier is for. And it's so core to how Zapier works that like, I don't know. I feel like there's not a lot to say here. Maybe I'm wrong though. Maybe I should write a blog post about this. I want to write a blog post about the entire pipeline. I haven't gotten around to that yet. I sort of always have trouble with the things that I really like writing about them. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this automation. I don't actually, so the only thing that I have to do now is like create MDX files. And then everything works from there, which is really, really dope. And I'm really happy with that. That's the wrong content. So there's this dev tips folder, and I just have a couple folders and a couple YAML files. And like the FaunaDB one, you can see, you click into it. It's an MDX file. It has some front matter. We'll look at the raw thing. Has some front matter. Has some code blocks. None of the text in the body of the MDX file matters. Like, it doesn't get pulled into the tweets. I want to set this up to also tweet or also send to Instagram via Lambda. So that'll be a stream that we do one day. I converted my Instagram over to a business account so I could get API access already. Jesus, that is really loud. Dang. Thank you, Ben. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Yeah, so that's all that stuff. There's a lot there. I want to write a blog post about the entire pipeline in exchange for me blaring my bass. Man, I haven't blared my bass in so long. Yeah, that's all the stuff. There's a couple like projects or like a couple packages that I built for this and a couple Lambdas that I built for this, and I integrated everything, and it's all a Gatsby site, and I think that it would be a cool series of posts. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. This is the blog post that sits on the end of my list, and I never write it, even though I wrote 2 of them today. So yeah, that's that. I want to get into the Shopify stuff because on Friday we sort of left off in a place where the Shopify stuff wasn't working, right? And it turned out that I just misspelled the environment variable. So if you were here on Friday and had to sit through that, you know, it was unfortunate. But yeah, I don't know what they're doing with channel points eco. But yeah, if anybody wants to play any of the sounds, they are in the channel points rewards in the bottom left of the chat, I believe. So let's look at this. Let's see if we have any. We have Shopify products now. I think we set up stickers. So I think the only one we're going to see is stickers. Available for sale. True. What's the description? A colorful blend of sticky corgis. Yes, because these are stickers. There are images. That's cool. We might want to get into images later. But it is not available for sale. No. It's possible that I add a Shopify section to my site and then I do sell these party corgi things. I don't know. I haven't looked into that. I don't have more than just like party corgi stickers to sell, I guess. So like, I don't know if I would do that. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know. But yeah, title, party corgi stickers. I don't know what else is on here. I don't know what handle is. Handle, I guess, is like a slug, it looks like. Double income from the side projects. Yes, ideally, that would be great. I would love to sell like corgi stickers and stuff. Kind of just need to contract an artist for that, I guess. I could do it in Procreate. I don't have time. Says the guy who published 2 blog posts and is doing a stream today. Product type. What's product type? There is no product type. We don't need product type. Oh, right. I didn't. The other thing I wanted to do is start the music. Because I enjoy listening to music while I do this. Where's Spotify? There's Spotify. I have a million monitors. Wonder how loud this is going to be. I turned up the desktop audio so the other stuff is higher. Don't know. Come on, Spotify, load. You can do it. I know you can do it. You've done it before. There we go. You know what? I always forget the Spotify on Windows actually exits when you hit X. Price range has min max, you think? Interesting. Okay. Yeah, this is my first Shopify usage ever. It's just for this demo site that I'm using for the advanced Gatsby themes course. So it's not super important. The variants are important though. I wanted the variants. This is part of the reason we use Shopify, because there are variants, right? And this is 1x1, 2x2. I guess the skew might be important. I don't know if we're going to display the skew, the weight. What do you think? What do you think a pack of stickers weighs? Let's see. Do we have title? We do have title. Title price. Is the image going to be the same image? It looks like it's going to be the same image. I think I'm okay with that. I think we'll get rid of images then, maybe? 4 ounces? What about, 4 ounces for stickers, you think? I don't know. Also, yeah, I have the 49-inch super ultra wide that I'm using for the stream, and then the ultra wide over there that's just holding some stuff that I use for editing. Depends on the size of the pack. 50 million Party Horgy stickers. It would be really cool if you had one of those ones that you like from the 90s where you just like turn it back and forth and it like animated the GIF. I think there's a site that does that, right? There's got to be a site that does that. Uber Snap. GIF Pop. Turn your GIFs into IRL prints. Joke's on you, the internet is the real life. I don't know. SpaceX cards. Yeah, these things. Like, it would be really cool to sell, like, this version of Corgi. Right? Like, I would really enjoy that. I don't know if anybody would buy it, but I would really enjoy it. Yeah, I don't know. This would be cool. I'm going to leave that up. I'm going to do that at some point. Okay, maybe I will do a Shopify store, Eco. I kind of like the idea of selling holographic Corgi animated GIFs. Give them away at conferences with your Twitch info underneath. I am going to JamstackCon in 2 weeks, so I could do that. That's not a bad idea, Eco. I'm going to write that down. Yeah, I'm totally doing that. Anybody that shows up at Jamstack will get a holographic SpaceX Corgi printed thing. You're going? Nice. I would love to meet up with you. How'd your talk go, by the way? I was unfortunate that they didn't stream it, but yeah, how'd it go? And how was London generally? So we have this query here. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to turn this into nodes because I don't think we really need anything else over there. What do we get back here? We get back, like, is it available for sale? Which I guess we should filter on. Like, let's filter on that. So now we won't get back any that aren't available for sale. Oops, I said equals false, isn't it? That's not what I meant to do. Yeah, so all Shopify products available for sale, true. We get only the ones that are available for sale. We only have the one product, so it's not a big deal. Horatio, nice. How'd your talk go? I know you both gave talks. Got 2 Gatsby Days speakers in chat right now, people. Glad to hear it went well. Yeah. I'll have to catch the video when they come out for sure. Can I get one for suggesting the idea? Yes, I will mail you one, Eco, for sure. Secretly, all of the Gatsby Days speakers are here. That would be hilarious, because I think they're still in London. Well, I think all of the employees are still in London. I think they're doing their offsite through the end of the week, and I don't know what time it is in London. But that would be really hilarious if everybody who talked happened to be here. All the cool ones. Okay, so we're gonna set up a page. I think we're only gonna set up one page. So we're gonna set up one page with all of the products on it. And then I guess we'll put an add to cart button somewhere. Sounds like this is the last day for Marcy in London. Yeah, I think that it's the last day of the like Gatsby Gathering, the thing they do after Gatsby Days for the company. That's sort of like Tuesday through Friday kind of thing. It's 9:31 in London. Yes. Yes, it is. Okay, cool. Oh, that's not too bad. So yeah, they probably finished up all their company stuff earlier today, and they're just hanging out in London doing karaoke and stuff. Oh, did you end up going to karaoke, Khaled? I thought you were responding saying that you wanted to. 10:31. Oh yeah. 21:39 is 9:31, right? I thought 22:31 is 10:31. Yeah, okay. So it was just incorrect. Yeah, for sure. You didn't. That's unfortunate. Karaoke is fun with them, for sure. I went with them in New York. So yeah, we've got this product with a description, some images. Let's look at the thing to figure out the image stuff. Gatsby source Shopify is what we're using. I'm bad at singing anyway. Well, if you're bad at signing, it doesn't matter because you'd be singing. Haha. Get it? Let's see. Let's see. Original source. Where is, okay, image processing. To use image processing, you need Transformer Sharp, Plugin Sharp, and their dependencies, Gatsby image and source file system. That's unfortunate. Isn't the point of karaoke to not care if you have a bad singing voice? I don't know if it's to not care. It's definitely to do it regardless. I really don't like my singing voice these days. I sang a bunch in college, and I'm a bass, and I like that, but like, I haven't actually sang in a very long time, so like, the muscles are just not there anymore, and I sound horrible. I can't hit more than like an octave anymore or something like that. It's super embarrassing. So I sing and then my voice cracks, and I just, yeah. But yeah, I do karaoke anyway. Let's see. So do we have Sharp installed yet? We don't. Shopify is going to make us install Sharp. That's unfortunate. Yes, September song. Okay, so let's just add Gatsby Transformer Sharp, Gatsby plugin Sharp. This is unfortunately taking us down the road of Sharpland. I don't know if we can't replace it with Cloudinary. I haven't looked at the code that Jason wrote for the Cloudinary plugin. I would love to be able to replace this with Cloudinary. Could do it if he believed hard enough. Well, today is not a get Cloudinary to work with Shopify stream. This is just a get Shopify to work stream. So maybe some other time. I think those are all the things we need. Why am I buzzing? It looks like he tried taking guesses of Sharp will complain about Chris's node version when compiling. I don't know about that. I don't remember which node version I'm running right now. It looks like he tried to clone the Sharp queries pretty closely. I didn't use the Sharp queries yet. Oh, you mean for the Cloudinary plugin? Yes, I think he did try to clone them. He tried to make it work with Gatsby image. So to do that, you have to do this like child image Sharp thing. The problem is that I don't know if there's like a Shopify send your files to Cloudinary kind of thing that'll happen. So worst case scenario, it would be get all of the stuff from Shopify and move them into a directory such that the Cloudinary transformer would find them and re-upload them. But that seems really inefficient as well. So I think like maybe, I don't know if Shopify has a Cloudinary thing, but I bet you that a better way to do it would be if the Cloudinary images can go from Shopify to Cloudinary and they have a link to the Cloudinary stuff, then we should probably be able to use a Cloudinary plugin to just pull them in using some kind of ID or something like that. Well, so there's this Cloudinary blog post about how to do it with Shopify, and I don't know if this is automated or if it's just like, hey, manually update your stuff. But it does say, bear in mind, the integration is technical. So that gives me hope that it's an automated thing and not a whatever thing. I know that Cloudinary also has pull-through, I believe. So you can set up Cloudinary such that it can point to Shopify on your Shopify site and pull the images through Cloudinary to your site. So I think that would probably be the best way to do it, right? Instead of moving all of the images around and stuff, take the images that are in Shopify, access them to get the ID, and then put that URL through the Cloudinary transformer and pull it down that way. I think that would be the best way to do it. And we might be able to clean that up with like an interface or something, but yeah, I mean, so we basically, y'all nerd sniped me into figuring that out. So congratulations. Somebody else can write it now. Speaking of the course, clarifying if you're going to talk about Gatsby theme boundaries in the course. Yes, I will. I will be talking about theme boundaries and how you can sort of delete code and stuff like that, and where to put things. That's sort of the nature of the course. It's an advanced Gatsby themes course. So if you want like the basics of Gatsby theming, Jason has a course on Egghead. I don't know if this will work. I don't know. Gatsby theme authoring. This is a great intro to Gatsby themes. I'm not trying to create an intro course. That's what this is for. I'm trying to create a how do I create 5 themes, have them all work together, have them work with other people's themes. What do I do with the data abstractions? How do I create interfaces and get them to complete or like work with the other things? How do I do my queries such that shadowing works? How do I do all of that kind of stuff? I wrote the description for what it is a couple days ago. So yeah. Great course. Love that it's written out for you when you don't want to watch a video. Yeah, the transcripts on Egghead are fantastic. I love that they do that. Let's see. We're done here. I don't know that we do need to include those, so I guess I should open this. Corgi Co. Selling all of your favorite corgi stuff. Like corgis. Okay, so let's put Gatsby plugin sharp. Do I need to configure these at all? I don't like doing these. Gatsby transformer sharp. I think those are the two, right? I don't think I need to put them anywhere. Those corgis better be rescues. Of course they're rescues. Come on. We rescue corgis, and then we give them to loving homes. That's how this works. Yeah, when you get to advanced concepts, it's less about the actual code and more about the deeper levels of the tech. So the core, if I had to say there's one thing that this course is for, Ben, it's to enable a bunch of people who are used to building Gatsby sites and change their mindset so that now they're thinking about building Gatsby libraries, if that makes sense. Because a theme is a library more than it is a production site, right? And if you think about all of those boundaries and all of the APIs and all of the different ways that people can use it, you give up a lot of control when you build a library versus when you build a site. When you build a site, you get to make all of the top level decisions. You get to choose your styling implementation. You get to choose your data implementation. You get to choose the sources that you use. But when you build a theme, it can interact with a bunch of other themes where all of those other people have made different choices than you are. So if you do things like use a common context, like a React context, like a theme provider in your theme, and somebody else does too, those can conflict. So some of that kind of stuff is what we're going to cover in the advanced themes course. How to think about your Gatsby theme as a library and get into that mindset as opposed to building a site. But yeah, so images, local file. It says local file. Why do I need local file? Maybe I should just get this to work before I do the Gatsby transformer sharp stuff. Sharp only works with local files, right? But this is what telling me. This is telling me that Shopify works with Gatsby image somehow. So I just assumed that they figured it out and they did like create remote file node or whatever, and I didn't have to deal with that. That was my guess anyway. Right, the plugin will download all the images. That's what I was hoping. I was hoping that I wouldn't need to deal with the Gatsby source file system remote file node API. Maybe create the node in Gatsby node. I don't think I need to create the node. If we look at the code here, I believe that what we'll find in the actual plugin code is that it'll import from Gatsby source file system, and it'll be the create remote file whatever. Create client, p iteration, queries, constants, source nodes. So there we create a image node, I guess, image args. It creates product variant nodes. I assume that those nodes are structured in a way that Sharp knows them. Yeah, I don't think that I don't remember how the Gatsby file system source does this, but I do believe that, yeah, there it is. Create remote file node. So this has to be the images because there's no other reason to create a local file node from the Shopify plugin. Yeah, media data cache ID. Yeah, so we do get local file nodes. It does look like, so it looks like there are two options for images. Basically, one of them is the original source field, which is right here, which is why we have a local file subselect here. because you can get the original source and the local file, and the local file is automatically downloaded. So that all works. So let's get this running, I guess. We have to create a page, and I'm just going to dump all of the products onto it. I messed up, didn't I? Like that blog post. This is so clearly a demo repo. Gatsby plugin chart. That's why. Let's look at the Gatsby node. We do need to create a page here. I don't know that we need to create it here though. I think we can create it as just a source page. And this will be store. We'll import React. Export default props. I guess we should get data out of props because we're going to have a query here. And then we'll return div store. Actually, let's do this. Let's do JSON.stringify data null to, and then we have to import the GraphQL stuff. Import GraphQL from Gatsby. We'll export const query GraphQL. And let's go grab our query from the other place that we were working on it. I think this is going to be our query. So we're getting all Shopify products. We're filtering on the availability for sale. We get back a list of nodes. We get the description, the images for each product, and we get the variants. So I don't know yet how we're going to display this. To be honest, it doesn't super matter that much right now. So I think we're just gonna send this up and make sure it works. We'll make it the store page query. And then we'll run the site. And we'll add in our image stuff later. We're not fetching any of the URLs or anything right now. But yeah, we'll deal with the image stuff after we get this page working. I need to do some final review changes so we can merge in that PR for a reference code and create a remote file node for the Gatsby docs. Yeah, for sure. Get that in. You got the dynamic import working on the View app, Eco? That's fantastic. Well done. Did you end up using the object? Oh, we need a link in the header to the store. Actually, I don't want to call this store. This is a hypothetical SaaS startup. So where's this? This is here. We're going to rename this. We're going to rename this to Swag. It's the Swag store. That fits with a SaaS startup theme, doesn't it? And we're going to copy this and paste it again and do... it's going to be real in-your-face style caps. I don't have a styling implementation, so I can't do the CSS upcase solution to that. I'm just going to do the literals for now. And we can change these. I guess we just call this blog, right? People don't usually separate out like done. Cool. Yeah, I think I'm gonna need to restart because I deleted that other page, but go to the Swag page. Oh, I didn't put it in a pre-tag, so it doesn't Doesn't look good at all. We can't read it. There we go. That looks better. Now when I clone a new Gatsby project, I always do it with workspaces just in case I want to theme something later. That's awesome. I do that too. It makes it so much nicer to me. Like, it gives you room for expandability while also not really impacting the developer experience that much at all. I think the rewards for doing that are high compared to the cost of doing it, for sure. Why are all these variants the same price? That seems weird. Like, why would I why would I charge $50 for a 1x1 sticker and then $50 for a 2x2 sticker? That seems like it should be more. Okay, so let's see. It does. I develop first on the actual site, and when it's in place, I refactor it to a theme. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I have basically like roughly a 3-stage process, which is the same thing that I used to do when I built design systems. Build it into the site, build it into the local components folder, and then build it into a separate repo. So it's basically like, I have it in my site, it's only my site is using it. I have it in like a local package. Other local packages can use it, but it doesn't really get outside of that repo. And then the move it out to a separate repo is like, okay, this is ready for like publication. Yeah. Cool. So let's get through this. This is our data. We're gonna have to go all Shopify product nodes. We'll map over those nodes. Get rid of this. Actually, we can just dump this on the bottom. This will go down here. This will be here. This will be wrapped in another div. It's a shame that Prettier breaks. I think it breaks when my computer goes to sleep is actually the thing that happens. So if I go to sleep and I wake up, then Prettier is broken. Would love to see a blog post or a video on that process. Yeah, I mean, I guess, what would I write about that? I think I already have one, actually. You know what, Eco? I do have one. It's not quite as direct. It's not topical for themes. But it is the same flow that I just talked about. It is this post. It is quite a long post. It's something like 6,000 or 7,000 words. That highlighting sucks. I need to change that. I wonder if that's not picking up the HTML class name. It is. Well, that sucks. My HTML highlighting broken? Need to look into that later. But yeah, so it's basically like, how do you go from thing that is built into your site to component that is built into a separate folder in the components folder or something like that, all the way through to how do you structure subcomponents of those components, up through to how do you get it like into a design system and then ship it to like as a public component and things like that. So it's a very long post. It is probably what you're looking for, though. That is the first post that goes out on my newsletter, actually. Missing the sirens, Eco. Okay, so we map, we get a node. We get some data here, right? Stick this all the way off over with our swag stuff so we can look at it. We get ID, description, images, title, handle, variants. And I'm just destructuring these so it makes it a little bit clearer what we're trying to do here. I guess this should really be a list, right? Like this should be an LI. And then we can put the title in here just to start. And this needs to be a UL. And this is really when I miss Prettier because the whole thing here is a little bit awkward. Data.allshopifyproduct.map, all Shopify product. How do you know React? Should be that. So use Prettier. The problem is that Prettier breaks in my, like if I format, like VS Code doesn't think there's a JavaScript formatter installed. Oh, that it was Ben, wasn't it? Yeah, so the problem is that Prettier breaks and VS Code is the thing breaking it. They fixed that. So you're telling me if I like upgrade Prettier right now? How do I... Yeah, because you probably restarted your computer or something though, right? Eco? Also, why can't I see this? This is super annoying. Why can't I scroll? You couldn't format for like a month and now I can. Yeah, but you're talking about VS Code, right? Like you're not talking about just Prettier regularly? I wonder if I uninstall this and I reinstall it. Cannot uninstall. Wait, why? Cannot install extension React Food Truck. Depends on this. Cannot disable. React Food Truck depends on this. Okay, well this is just super annoying now. So I'm gonna go back to my other things. This is why I don't do it, because it turns out that VS Code is not just plug and play like everybody wants you to believe. And I actually have more luck running Prettier with Emacs than I do with VS Code, which is kind of hilarious. So let's see, div, ul, pre, map, title. All Shopify product.map is not a function, it's .nodes.map. I probably broke the Gatsby develop, so I'm gonna go restart it. No, I didn't break it. I'll restart it anyway. Yeah, because I don't know what's actually disabling Prettier there. I don't know why it's breaking. I don't know why VS Code can't find it after my computer like goes to sleep and comes back awake. Makes no sense to me at all. So there we go. We've got Party Corgi stickers up here with the title. That's great. We need the header on this page too, actually. I think that's it. There we go. Now we have our thingamajigger. So we have to do this description, right? So we need what, like an H2 here for each of these? I don't think I have it set up in the project actually. Yeah, I didn't set up prettier in the project yet. So I need it to work from the whatever this is, from VS Code, because I didn't set it up in the project and it's broken in VS Code. So I'm screwed, which is totally fine. I can just, you know, manually click through everything like I used to do 10 years ago. Okay, let's do the description here. It comes with one too, Eco. I also have it installed globally. H2 description. I guess we should put the image below it. It says there's multiple images. I only have one uploaded for this particular product. I guess if we're talking about themes later, we're going to want to consider the fact that you can have multiple images in a product and you could turn this into a gallery, because you would need to in the future. But I do have actually something that I could use for the gallery, because on my personal site under the Open Graph page, this stuff is done with gallery that could probably work. Could probably just be like you click on one of the images and it gives you access to all the rest of the images. That would be cool. So maybe we'll do that. Maybe I'll upload a second photo or something. Or I'll save that until we do the theme. Don't know. We'll figure it out. Key equals handle, I think. I think the handle is a decent key. But really, we can use the ID as a key because that's guaranteed to be unique. We have the variance. We have to map over the variance here. Really, this should be another component. I'm just doing it all in line because like this is getting a little bit messy. So here we're going to do variance.map, and this is like the third time we're nesting brackets. And we're going to call this variant just to differentiate it from the parent. This is going to be what? This is going to be another list. So this will be our second list of stuff, because there can be multiple variants. By the way, make sure to use Shopify ID instead of ID, otherwise the checkout later won't work. Thank you so much. That is incredibly helpful. Oh, wow. That would have tripped me out for sure. Thank you. I haven't actually set up the checkout yet, and I don't know how I'm going to do that. So I'm going to need to research that after I get this displayed on the page. I assume that I can just pass like some array to Shopify's checkout page or something. But yeah, we'll see. Variant, we'll do H3s here. And this will be even though this isn't really a header, I guess I shouldn't really be using a header here. Just using a header for ease of use basically right now. Yeah, you build the checkout URL using the Shopify client. Okay, I need to figure out what the Shopify client is later then. So this is price. Let's see, price SKU. Do we have description here? No, we only have title. So let's do, what are we going to do the price as? Let's do price as, let's put it in its own div, I guess. We'll just put the price here for a second. And we'll style that later, and I'll change it to be not a div. You can steal some code from the Gatsby source code. Nice, for sure. I'll check that out. Okay, so we have a page set, right? Nope, we don't have a page set. What did I do? Variant dot. Cool. So now we have Party Corgi stickers, which is a colorful blend of sticky corgis, and you can get them in 1x1, 2x2, or 3x3, which are all the same price. So, you know, just go for the 3x3 and cover your entire laptop. That makes the most sense to me. You know, that's what I would do with a set of Party Corgi stickers. So each of these variants is going to need like an add to cart kind of thing. I don't know that I'm going to do a cart. I might just say like you have to click the button and do the purchase. And you can only buy one thing at a time. Because I'm not really intending to do sophisticated functionality here for any of these things. They're all just supposed to be different themes, right? So we've got a couple marketing pages. We've got a blog that comes from WordPress, which I'm super happy worked. We've got a blog that comes from MDX, which is replacing the paragraph with pink through the MDX provider. We've got a swag store, and we've got an app with a dashboard. So that's a lot of functionality. I don't think any of these individual things need to be too deep, but yeah. I think that the goal of the course is to get you to organize these things into separate blocks, and really all we need is for it to just like work enough. So let's put a buy button by each of these. Bouton. Gotta check out that WordPress code later. Yeah, the WordPress code is actually super simple, Eco. Like, I don't know about simple, but assuming, I don't remember. I never remember who shows up to the live streams. I assume you all show up, so. Where is it? Yeah, so in Gatsby config, we had a WordPress thing here. Oh no, this isn't the right site. It's not even pushed anywhere. I have to go to this file. Why would I even think that I pushed it? I didn't push anywhere yet. So it's just this. It's literally just sign up for a WordPress.com account, get the URL, tell it to use HTTPS because HTTP is silly. Use hosting WordPress.com, true, and then set up the auth object. And that is literally it. I think that's really all we did. Can I view something different in this sidebar? Explorer. There we go. And then we have this template. And the template literally just renders out the HTML that we get back. No WP GraphQL. I don't actually know how to use it. And the source that I looked for didn't use it either. So yeah, and I don't want to use Gatsby source GraphQL. You have a stream for WP GraphQL? I need to go check that out. So you use Gatsby source GraphQL for that though, right? Yeah. Yeah, the new schema customization stuff is sort of like more or less meant to replace the Gatsby source GraphQL kind of stuff. I feel like we're in an in-between period though, so I don't want to point people towards Gatsby source GraphQL. So I used the WordPress source that just existed in the plugins list. Because if you search plugin or WordPress here, Apparently you get gravity forms first. What happened to the WordPress source? This search is not great. So there's the WordPress source here. That page refreshed. Why did that page refresh? But like, this was the thing. This has like 32,000 downloads and whatnot. Is the Ratio Stream Store similar to Apple's App Store? I have a stream for that. Yo, it really does feel so good to point to like old content. Like, that's entirely what this is. This is just a list of links that I send people. Like, somebody asked a question today about something on Twitter, and I wrote a blog post and I linked it, and now a bunch of other people can read that post. And the next time somebody asks me that exact question, I can link them to, and that's what I did for Eco before too. So, but yeah, this is just like data.wordpress.title, data.wordpress.content, dangerously set the HTML, and you're good. The WordPress setup was actually much simpler than the Shopify setup. The Shopify setup gave me a lot more problems. Oh, ready? You know what we did on the stream on Friday? We did a link shortener. Done. cjb.dev/me is linked to my homepage. One step ahead. Yeah, so anyway, we have a buy now button. When we click this button, we have to go to the Shopify checkout, but we should also put the images in here before we do that. So let us look for the documentation once again and see if we can get our Gatsby image on. I don't know where I put the documentation. Did I close it out? Is that why I can't find it? Nice. hhg.link/stream. That's awesome. Yes. Nice. I need a /stream. Gatsby, WordPress, and GraphQL. Oh wait, I need to go back to that actually. hhg.link/stream. Oh, I'm already following. Never mind. I thought I wasn't following for a second. I figured out I wasn't following Ben the other day. So I just want to make sure that I'm following the people that I think I'm following now. Yeah, so Shopify, images, image processing, local file, child image sharp, image fragment. Image fragment isn't, yeah, image fragment is not a thing. Do we want WebP? Why would we want WebP? Man, I really wish this just had like a usable fragment. I don't really want to go looking for a fragment. What do we have here? Fixed, fluid. What do we think? Fluid? Fluid traced SVG maybe? Child sharp, the one I want. Give it to me. Give it to me. We need to import, and I don't know what the import is because I don't use this thing very often. Import image from Gatsby image. That seems useful. And then here we will do images.map. So many maps. But that is images, right? We do get images there. So we get image. But why is that image and this images? Interesting. Does that actually work? Is that what I have the other thing at? It is. So we only get one image per variant, but we get multiple images for the other thing. So maybe we don't need to do this one. Let's just do the other one for now. Title, price. I guess the buy now button should be above the image. And what do we need here? We need to spread the child image sharp that name of the thing. What is the name of the thing? Fluid? I actually didn't use that correctly, did I? Local file, child image sharp, fluid. Presentation width. And then we go child image, local file, child image sharp, fluid. So this is, and we spread it, right? We do not spread it. Oh, come on. Why doesn't the documentation actually show me the right thing to use? We don't spread it. Variant.image.childImageSharp.fluid. No, there's one more thing in there that I forgot. Local file. Objects of type image sharp can never be of type image sharp fluid. So I broke something. Yes, I do have to wrap it in fluid, which is what I was just going through. Local file, child image sharp, fluid, these two things. And I probably broke this, so it probably isn't refreshing. Gatsby source, Shopify, Corgico, WordPress. Oh, I have two of them. That's why. It's still giving me the error on the other one. We'll get the whole local file thing and we'll just paste it down here. Just to be safe. There we go. Ooh, look at that. Look at our stickers. Look at those stickers. Make this a max size or something. That'll probably do it, right? Or am I gonna have to put that on the actual image? Div, styles, object, right, because I used an object where I'm supposed to use... Wait, no, that's supposed to work, right? Is it style? Style. I never remember that. Great. I wish we could put GIFs in for the stickers. That would be fantastic. Cool. So we got 1x1, buy now, 2x2, 3x3. This is all of our Shopify project data. There's the base 64 for the blur up, the source set, the sizes, etc. So I'm reasonably happy with that. Bang. Bunch of corgis. King of the one-line CSS change today. Okay, so let's get rid of all that JSON. And you get a corgi. And you get a corgi. Everybody gets a corgi. Sticker. A corgi sticker. I can't afford corgis for all of you. Okay. So now when we do this, these don't do anything, but we need them to send you to Shopify. I don't think there's anything that's like, hey, this is there's no checkout or cart information in the source. I don't know what the client looks like. I know that the search for this is not super great. A Shopify Apollo client. That's interesting. That's cool. That would be actually really dope to put on top of the Shopify store, and then like show that the like the stock could change when you buy it, and it would show up, because that's really how people do stores, right? They do the products statically and they do the inventory dynamically. So it'd be actually fantastic to include this. As soon as I arrive, I get a corgi just right out of the box? No, you don't put corgis in boxes. You have to make sure all the air holes are poked, obviously. You put corgis in a nice little bed and ship them around like that. Ugh. You think it's not your birthday? Well, happy not your birthday then. Okay, so I need to figure out how to send you to a cart. So I believe that what Khaled said earlier is that Gatsby has a store. Store.gatsbyjs.org. And this store should have a cart somewhere. And this cart level 2 swag. Free bonus gift. A better business model would be to sell the bed separately. That's hilarious. Okay, so here's cart. Cart has what? There's React icons, don't care. Emotion, don't care. Cart context indicator, empty cart bonus, shipping info, cart list. Don't care about any of that. What I care about is what happens when we want to hit buy. How do we send people to checkout? Store context.consumer has the checkout in it. Gatsby sticker pack ID. Ooh, the Gatsby sticker pack ID. Just in case anybody wants a free sticker pack. Okay. Check the store context. We go in searching. Wow, this is super tiny. Okay, so we need to install Shopify Buy, it looks like. I think... Oh, does the Shopify Buy client... No, this is just a bunch of line items. So we're going to take this top part, I believe. We can stick this in a context, actually. Not a bad idea. But we don't need it, because we actually don't have anything to stick in the context. So we're going to do this. Something like, you just got yourself a corgi. Do you want a bed for an additional $9.99? Or a second corgi? I'd get the second corgi. Of the default one, it gets filled up later and can wrap the layout. Yep, for sure. Yep, for sure. I think I'm going to keep it simple, and I'm just going to take this top section. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump this top section in the store page. And it's just going to initialize when the stuff is there. I think Shopify access tokens are thing. But what I'm also going to do is call this Gatsby Shopify access token, maybe? Yeah, I'm doing it simply because I can always make it more complicated later. But the Shopify storefront API key, I have the Shopify storefront API key. The issue is that I don't have it here because it's not labeled a Gatsby Shopify access token, and I'm not putting it into the Webpack define plugin right now. So I am not going to expose my credentials, and I'm going to put the BRB screen on while I check my MVARC. And we're back. Okay, so the reason I did that is because the way to inject the environment variables automatically into the client is to use the Gatsby prefix. I'm using .env. I'm actually using dir.env right now because I don't need .env. But yeah, so Gatsby has automatic support for Gatsby underscore being injected into the client bundle. So I just renamed, or I cloned it and I put it next to it and said Gatsby Shopify access token. It does expose it to the client, yes, but this is also a public token. The reason I went to the BRB screen is because the file this token is in has a bunch of other credentials as well. So we go back to this other file, right? Items in cart, show free bonus, cart route, cart toggle, checkout. Check out that web URL. Where do you think checkout comes from? That's in there. Where does checkout here? Checkout is just a list of line items. How do we... Yeah, it's the same mechanism as Create React App for sure. So you can use the Webpack Divine plugin. It is built into Gatsby and you can just like use it. But this is just a little bit of automatic magic. Make it a little easier. Okay, so checkout, well, gets set by update line item. Where does checkout get set? Because here it's just a list of line items. But this passes in a couple actions, and it's these things. Why are these empty? Those are the defaults. Okay, that's fine. Where do we get the... Oh, because we set the provider somewhere. Where do we set the provider? I don't know why I'm blanking on that. Check the lid out, yeah. That was a mind fart, brain fart, whatever. Where do we get store from? Add variant to cart. Client.checkout. Okay, so it's just a convenience for client.checkout, that web URL. We don't have Shopify buy yet, and React is already imported. So what we actually need to do is yarn add Shopify buy. Yeah, the default store spread. I'm really only looking for the web URL, I think. Because this client, I think, has the web URL, right? And the web URL is the thing that gets passed in to generate the line items. And I think the line items are just a Shopify ID, like you said before. Need to call initialize. Let's just look for client. Let's see what's happening, client. Doesn't look like it. Create new checkout. Store.client.checkout.create, which we can do inline.
Is this a fatal attraction or something brand new? I got a strange emotion. Do you feel it too?
We can do this when you click the button, right? So function by corgis.
Maybe it's nothing major, just trying to speak the truth. What's love? What's love gonna do?
Product ID. Or I guess we'll call this Shopify ID, right? So we create a new checkout. We add something to it somehow.
Been having these conversations. There's something about you, more than just undercovers. I can't forget you.
Don't care. We're not doing local storage. If you refresh the page, you lose all your state, and we don't have any state, so it doesn't matter.
Used to be perfect strangers. Maybe I fell for you. Maybe it's nothing major. Just
So this is update line items. I don't know what this does per se. It looks like this is going to have to be an async function though. So the checkout ID is going to come from this create new checkout thing, right? ID and quantity. So we'll set the quantity to 1 automatically. So actually what we need to do here is check out line items to update. It'll be something like this. We'll set it into an array automatically because we're only going to buy one product at a time. we'll just say that you are going to buy one corgi sticker pack. The checkout ID needs to come from somewhere. Checkout.id. I'm assuming this is what? Client.checkout.id. It's probably like a use promise or something I can do for this, right? Where's our... Messed something up here. What did I do? I didn't put the bracket in the right place, of course, because why would you put a bracket in the right place? That's no fun. Buy corgis is defined, but it's never used. That is a problem. Thank you, ESLint. Buy corgis should always be used. It says create new checkout. We're gonna get rid of all of this. Client.checkout.create. I don't know that we need to care as much as the Gatsby store does about this. This is going to be add line items, actually, not update. Lint is smart. Lint wants corgis. So we've got this buy corgis. I'm going to get rid of that sidebar so we can see the code a little better. So we've got this async buy corgis function that takes a Shopify ID. The Shopify ID is going to be this thing. You buy one corgi sticker pack. This is an async function, so we're going to have to await the client. Which is why this is an async function. I think client.checkout.create is sync. Yeah, it looks sync. Actually, create new checkout is a function. Why is that called like that? That's so weird. It's in await, so this is going to be awaited too. So we've got a checkout that is created. We have a client that adds a line item to the checkout. Whatever Shopify ID we pass in, we add one of. Make sure cart hasn't already been purchased. That's a nice little check there. So that's stuff, and then we need to get the URL somehow, which I think is passed into something else somewhere else. So this is a checkout component, and the checkout.web URL is the thing that we want. Yeah, I could hard code it, but I want to add like another product here at some point before I ship the course. So I'm going to leave it to be a thing that you can pull in from the buy button that you click. The thing that's confusing me is the checkout.web URL. Let's go to the checkout component, figure out where that is. Checkout is not found. What is checkout? Checkout is a styled primary button. Oh, it's just a button? Man, I hate style components. That API is so confusing. I mean, I don't hate them, but like, this could easily just have the styles inline. It's not that important to name this checkout. Like checkout implies like a larger form, something more substantial than a button with a couple of CSS lines on it, to me anyway. So this is actually just an anchor tag. Try explaining by means of translation. I don't know what you mean by that, Johnny. But we do need to send the user to the new URL. How do we want to do this? I don't just want to like set document.href or whatever. Does reach router allow you to navigate outside? I'm having a metric ton of fun trying to translate a piece of documentation that mentions styled components. Yeah, payment, etc. needs to happen over at Shopify. I don't know if the navigate from reach router lets me do that. I don't know why I'm blanking on how to do this. It's either document.href and you set that, or something like that. Because he has literally a link. Because he's doing a whole other checkout thing. Yeah, you redirect to... but I don't know if navigate works like that, if it'll navigate you to like an HTTP URL. I guess we just do checkout.id here. I guess once we've created a checkout, we don't need to worry about the client. Or do we do client.checkout.url? I don't know. The difference between the two checkouts here is a little confusing. But then we want to navigate to this if that's possible. Can navigate to relative paths. That's nice. Can we navigate to non-relative paths? Let's console.log the URL here. So we get the console.log for the checkout when we bootstrap and then when we buy corgis. So this is going to be what? On click. Is this even going to work? Async. Actually, let's just do... We don't really need the event, right? We can do buy corgis Shopify ID, right? I think we already added this to the query. Yeah, Shopify ID. So if we're lucky, web URL, right? Web URL. I probably just got an error that told me web URL is not a thing. Li cannot appear as a descendant of Li. Okay, fine. Yes, we're dealing with divs. Oh, is the issue that I just didn't set the UL for this? Yeah, no, it isn't. Yes, it is. I made this so confusing for myself. I really wish prettier would work, because then this would all be properly indented. This is all that way. This is there. This div is here. So the LI is complaining about is this one, which means that this needs to be UL. Which is super annoying, but fine. We'll put the flex on the UL. There we go. Okay, so let's refresh this. We know the URL's wrong. These don't have an ID on them, do they? What variant dot... What can we use on the variants for the ID? There's an ID there. Cool. Damn you, semantic HTML. What is the wrapping div for? The wrapping div is no longer necessary. Because I changed the element to an unordered list, which is what it should have been all along. Okay. Overall, that works. We click this, we get the wrong checkout line items add of undefined. What? Cannot read property checkout line items add of undefined. There's something in the client that I'm not passing through correctly. Ooh, here we go. Add variant to cart. Variant ID quantity. Variant ID. I guess the variant ID is the thing that we need here. So that means the thing that we're passing in down here is wrong. Which means that we need the Shopify ID for these things, right? Which is the what? There we go. We have a Shopify ID there. Which we'll save down here. Okay, what else do we need here? Buy corgis is still having an issue. Yep, check out that web URL. So first of all, it's that, like Khaled said before. But we don't get there because we're missing something else. Checkout resource has a GraphQL client on it. When we hit the buy now button, we get a checkout resource. The checkout resource is hiding everything behind a prototype constructor, isn't it? Yeah. That's not fun. I don't like when people use classes like as inheritance like this. Add line items. checkout ID line items. Okay. Checkout ID line items. Client.checkout to add line items. Checkout ID line items. Checkout ID line items to update. We're doing the same thing. It's the variant ID and the quantity. Quantity is a number. We have 1 here. So we are in a state where I think we might be able to try this again. Okay. That was interesting. Apparently we cannot use this as a web URL is not defined. Okay, so we need checkout.web URL. Client.checkout does not do a thing. Okay. Bye now. Send me to the corgis. Yes, that's great. Perfect. I don't care about that. That's exactly what I want to see. You must choose a plan and enter your credit card details before checkout is enabled. Perfect. I don't want checkout to be enabled. It doesn't actually matter for the purposes of this course. But we have our checkout ID and we have our URL redirect and everything's working. So I think we're good on the Shopify front. You can now buy corgi stickers on our Gatsby site from Shopify. Buy the corgis, Chris. I did buy the corgis. The problem is that when you buy the corgis, I didn't actually set up the Shopify site. So I do have the Shopify stuff. So if I go to like my Shopify, it wants my credit card and stuff. And for the course, I don't think that I'm going to give it my credit card and stuff. Corgico. Really? I don't care enough to do this right now. But yeah, so I think we're good here. I think that's exactly what I wanted to get done today on the Shopify front. You can have a partner account to get a store for free, and then you can enable test payment. Okay, partner's developer account? Man, I wish I had known that on Friday. I signed up for halfway through a partner account, and it was asking me a bunch of questions about why I wanted to be a partner and everything. And so I bailed out of the partner flow and I went to the normal flow and I signed up for the normal flow. So this is a normal flow Shopify store, not a developer flow, because partner is a really random word to use for developer account. And I didn't want like to get a bunch of emails about being a partner or something. Okay, so maybe I'll do that later. I'll do the developer account for the course. Well, I'll behave and won't buy a golden diamond encrusted corgi. The free store only for testing. You can't use it though. Yeah, I don't really want to use it. I want this to be, this is a test thing. This is a test thing for the course, and I'm not going to deploy it for public consumption. The Turbo Console Log extension is awesome for debugging. I have not heard of the Turbo Console Log extension. The extension making debugging easier by automating the operation of writing meaningful log message. Insert meaningful log message automatically. Not bad. I've used things like this before. I never get in the habit of using them. I always end up writing my own out. I think the idea is that partners are the agencies that help build sites. Yeah. Yeah, partner is weird. A weird word. It doesn't, as a developer, as somebody who would build, like as somebody who's looking to Shopify to build like a course to teach people how to use it, partner doesn't say anything to me. Like partner is not what I'm looking for. Partner sounds like I'm applying to be like a corporate partner or something like that. Yeah, I think that extensions like this are super cool. And if they work for you, then definitely use them. For me, I just tend to not, like even when I have them installed and use it, like it doesn't enter its way into my usage. Yeah, like Twitch partner is something you have to like attain, right? Like you can become a Twitch affiliate pretty easily by getting like 15 people to like follow you or something like that. Or maybe it was 50, I forget. But getting partner is like much more intensive. It's like you have to have 75 people watching you at any given time, and you have to be doing it for a while. And if you stream like once a week, they don't let you do it, and etc. So when I go see Shopify partner, it sounds like something like that. Like partner is something more corporate, more official, more contract related, whereas developer is like, I want to go build something and test your platform and maybe build stuff for other people. But maybe partner makes more sense to like small, medium business owners. Maybe if I go sign up for a Shopify developer account and they're like, hey, I'm a Shopify partner now. And I go to like some small, medium sized business and go, hey, I'm a Shopify partner. I can build this for you. Maybe that works better than, hey, I'm a developer. I can build this for you. I don't know. I'm sure somebody researched all of that stuff. So my confusion is not indicative of them having actually used the wrong words. But yeah, so that's the Shopify stuff. It's been about a 2-hour stream now. We got everything working. I'm really happy with that. I think that this will be a good archive video. It all works. Like we can just... So let's review where we are right now, actually. We've got a site with a couple marketing pages. We've got the home page, the pricing page, the company page. The investors gave us a bunch of money, obviously. The employees hopefully will not leave. We have a product blog that comes from WordPress. So we're rendering a bunch of HTML. We have a developer blog that comes from MDX files locally. We have a swag store that works. Other than the fact that I didn't sign up for a partner account. And then we have an authenticated area to hit the dashboard for whatever product this is, right? You can go create a database or something. So all of that's dope. All of that works. I need to style everything, obviously. It's just like a bunch of links on a white background. I'll probably end up using Theme UI for that. Funny you ask that. Yeah, I'm planning on using Theme UI, I think. So I have opinions about how the styling works, and one of the things I want to articulate is that if you use a theme provider, like one of the ones from Style Components, or you use the one from Emotion, or you use the one from whatever other thing that you're using, if somebody else uses this theme provider in their theme, the two theme providers will collide. So one of the reasons that we use Emotion for the official themes is that you can actually use a context that is not that theme provider context. So I would love to use Theme UI. but I do need to figure out a way to not use the provider for it. If that makes sense. Or to isolate the provider for it. If I can't get that PR merged into theme UI before the course starts, CSS variables conflict to Mr. Nime. So the idea is that if you have two themes and they both use either CSS variables or the same CSS class name or the same theme provider, those things will all conflict between the two of them, and whichever one is installed last will win. This makes it kind of confusing if you have a theme installed and you go to install a different theme. So I want to cover that in the course. This presents a problem because thus far nobody has built that solution out. So I'm going to fall back on theme UI because it's built for themes. All right, hearing you say it makes sense now, but wow, yeah. So nobody has built this out yet. Nobody has built out a way to isolate the context of the theme to each theme itself. I'm going to do it eventually, but I don't know if I can do it for this course. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use theme UI because there is a Gatsby plugin that makes it work well with themes. And basically the answer to anything that is sort of underdeveloped like that in the Gatsby theme ecosystem is you create a base theme that includes either the theme UI stuff or the MDX provider stuff or whatever. And you only include it once and you get your little ecosystem of themes working well together. And then you sort of document how to work with other ones. As the ecosystem grows, this will get more and more important. So yeah, I haven't decided if I'm going to... Well, I think I've decided that I'm not going to build that myself for this thing unless I get like a burst of inspiration one Saturday and I really, really want to do it. Because most people building themes and stuff will be able to build them most productively using things that already exist. So I do want to draw a line between like the theoretical we should be doing this and isolate everything, and the practical nobody's built this solution yet, so you have to work with what you have. But yeah, it's a problem. If we go, we won't be able to go on the order of years without solving it, right? Because otherwise the entire ecosystem is going to collide when people use similar things. And as more and more themes show up, that's just what's going to happen. So yeah, I like Emotion because you don't have to use the theme provider. You can provide your own context. And I've done that on my personal site before. The problem there is that the styled system pragma in theme UI, which is something that I want to use. Where is this? Where's the documentation bar? Where's the sidebar? I'll just pop this out, make it a full screen thing. I bet you it's on the side or something here. Docs, there we go. The problem being that where's styled system? Let's just look for the pragma. So the way that the SX prop works, maybe I should go through the SX prop. That makes more sense. Guides, object styles. Yeah, so first of all, also theme UI only supports object styles. There's the SX prop. So the SX prop is this, right? It's a CSS prop. Thank you, Horatio. I appreciate that. The SX prop allows you to use styled system access to the theme provider. So the color primary, the background light gray, whatever. The thing that I think I want to do for the course, if I can get it done before then, is to make this pragma instantiatable. I don't know if that's a word, but basically I want to be able to take this pragma and I want to be able to tell it which context to use. And then what can happen is that you use this pragma at the top of the files in your theme, and you can access the context that comes from your theme specifically, and you get all of this stuff. Actually, now that I'm talking about this might be a Monday thing. I might do this on Monday. Because if you can make this function instantiatable, and you can instantiate it from a different import with the context that you want to use instead of the context that exists in it, which may involve a custom pragma, but I've written like 3 of them in production at this point, so I think we can do that on Monday. But yeah, that's the idea. Basically, SX is powered by this pragma, and this pragma is based on some work that I did in the MDX pragma and some other things, and Jackson built it out. And this doesn't actually show the pragma. I wanted to actually show the code. Packages, theme UI. Am I in the wrong directory? Theme UI. Source. JSX. So this is the whole thing, right? It takes the style system CSS thing and the emotion core thing, and then puts them together, basically composes them. Lets you use props.css still, so you can bail out, uses props.sx for the other stuff, and then applies them together. So style system.css is where I believe the context providing is, which I don't remember if it's in the same repo or not. I don't think it is. I think it's in the style system repo. You don't have a GitHub link on your package.json, Jackson. No. Yeah, style system, packages, CSS, source. So yeah, if you look at what this is, it's the thing. And really all the pragma does is get rid of this little CSS call right here, so that you can do SX equals this object, and then it just applies this CSS call. And the CSS call is the thing. So what we can do is create our own pragma that takes the style system CSS call, and where's the context provider? Theme. So it's this. This is also the other problem, that it does this other way of doing things. So default theme, where's the default theme put in? So here's the CSS function. It accepts a prop called theme. Actually, the theme provider might be over here. I might have just mixed up my packages. JSX, CSS. There we go. There's the theme. So what it does is actually takes advantage of the emotion theme provider, which means that you can pass in a function to the CSS prop. And that's basically what it does. It takes it does the CSS stuff on SX and then passes it to the CSS prop to actually do the insertion. So this is the file that we would need to rewrite. Yeah, it's already a curried function. So basically, if we replace this file, the way I remembered it was that the theme was actually accessed in the style system CSS package, but I don't remember if I'm just getting that wrong or when that changed. But the thing that we need to do on Monday then is change it so that this theme comes from our own context instead of gets passed into the CSS prop thing. So yeah, that could be Monday. That'll be a fun, interesting thing to do. I don't know actually if anybody else will find that fun, but I find that fun. And then we'll be able to basically bootstrap it with a context instead of passing in the theme here. And this get CSS call will like access the context instead of taking it as a prop. And we can use our own context in each of the different themes, and that will separate all of our styles from each other, and our context will be completely isolated. So yeah, I actually think that I can get this done for the course. I was thinking it was going to be more complicated than that for some reason. Nerd sniped by chat asking questions once again. But yeah, so that is that's the thing. That's what we're gonna do on Monday, I guess. Maybe I'll create an event. If fun, mind blown, yes, I'm up for it. And with that, get more into the system UI. Yeah, I really like it. I like the idea. I like the whole thing. I like the I can't click the right button here. Yeah, I mean, let's see who's on right now. Is anybody looking for somebody to raid on? But yeah, I'm definitely going to do that on Monday. I really like that idea. Yeah, I thought I was going to have to. Oh, is Ludum there this week, this month? Everybody's doing Ludum Dare games this weekend. It's this weekend. That's interesting. I guess we're gonna go see a gaming person. Do somebody who doesn't have a ton of viewers, but looks like they're also like maybe interesting for some reason. Bunch of people doing Ludum Dare, probably for the first time streaming. Do this. Yeah, it's a game thing. You can ask the person that we go see here in 6 seconds. Yeah, Johnny, I'll be doing it Monday at 2, normal time. We gonna go as soon as I click this button.